Welcome to a new series that I'm starting called Let's Settle Down because I feel like I will be telling myself that very often during this series. I don't want to call this a podcast nor a show or anything of the sorts. I kind of want to call this a series of personal essays, if you will. I'm terrible at intros, but we're going to try anyways. So I'm 25 years old. I have two cats. Ironically, I am a dog person, but these cats are everything to me. They came into my life for a reason. They came into my life at a very low point in my life. So they've seen it all, they've heard it all, and I love them with my whole heart. They teach me to slow down in life. And yeah, essentially, I want my channel to be kind of a comfort channel, honestly. Like, it's going to benefit me and you as I share my life experiences and find clarity and self-reflection, as well as you guys taking insight from my own experiences in life and my hobbies, my routines, my suggestions. You guys take away something from it as well. I feel like we'd both benefit. um so I feel like you'll learn more about me as we go. um I'm not necessarily out of my comfort zone by doing this. You can put a camera in front of me at any point in time and I will perform. It is just the sense of what scares me the most is consistency. I think that is what prevented me from creating an online presence for so long, is being consistent. That is something I'm still trying to learn to this day. I feel like I have learned a lot of discipline, more than ever in my life right now than before. I also would like to mention in my intro that I am 2 years sober from alcohol. Alcohol was my drug of choice. And yeah, I went to get treatment and everything. I did the whole rehab situation. It was ultimately the best decision of my life because I wouldn't be here right now talking to you if I did not help myself in that way. And I feel like that is very much worth mentioning that I am a recovering alcoholic, 2 years now. I should be proud of that. I very much am proud of that, by the way. But I feel like that will pop up in a lot of conversation. A lot of my introspective thoughts coming out will definitely root from the healthy habits that I have created due to my sobriety journey. Um, Now I can go more into that. That could be a whole episode. You know what I mean? There's a lot. That lore runs very deep, but very proud of myself. I'm 2 years sober. And it really does give me purpose from day to day, knowing that I have taken myself from rock bottom to this point that I am at in my life right now. And um, the discipline and stuff that I've learned. I also see that the world today is full of scripted fake content and aesthetic and luxurious lives, um, and trying to sell you something. I definitely am not trying to sell you something. And I don't live the most aesthetic life, although if I want something, I'm a go-getter. I'm going to go and get it. If I have my mind set on something, I'm going to do it. Hence this little thing we got going on in this series. But yeah, I'm going to go for it and I'm going to try it. And, if you ever feel lost in life, you need to challenge yourself. And my challenge to myself is staying consistent with these personal essays. And yeah, I want to be that comfort person for other people, because I find that if you find someone that you resonate with and you feel like you can kind of relate to their lifestyle a little bit, it can help you through really hard times. I mean, if you see that I post something, you should come to this video instead of doom scrolling and watching all of that forgettable TikTok content, and come here, let's settle down and let's chat, you know? And you can even play this in the background of you doing your laundry or something like that. I don't know. Just listen, hear me out and settle down. And that's what this is all about, essentially. It's kind of all over the place, but you know, ever since I was a little girl, I've wanted to create. And like I said, consistency is key. And I'm looking for a creative outlet. I found that this is something I've been wanting to do forever. I knew that when I got sober and my head was clearing up a lot more, that this is what I wanted to do. It's been in the works, but I never sat down and actually did it. So here we are. Um, yeah. So let's take these off. That was the intro. Like I said, I'm terrible at intros, but you will learn more about me as we go. And things will not always be this serious. Like, sometimes I need to settle down. You will learn that my mind runs faster than my mouth. And you also learn that I will forget, lose track. My memory is shit. But yeah, I don't know. I want to talk about hobbies and how important they are. I wanted to talk a little bit more about my hobbies. Maybe that'll help you get to know me a little bit more. One of my hobbies that I just recently picked up, like in the middle of last year, is reading. If you were to have told me that I read more than one book, like the whole book, like 3 years ago, like I would have laughed in your face. But I've picked up reading, and I don't know what that says about me, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it here. I love the book talk community. I love that someone can read a book, or multiple people can read a book and have so many different interpretations of it and so many different opinions of it. And I've just been loving it more and more. I have an ambitious goal of reading 40 books this year in 2026. I'm currently on my 12th book. Kristen Hanna, we love her. I read The Nightingale. I have been posting my reading journey on TikTok. I'll do like book reviews and stuff like that. Um, and you can find my Nightingale book review on my TikTok. Y'all, Kristen Hanna, I fell in love with her writing. The Nightingale, I would say like it low-key kind of destroyed me because I was like, oh my God, like her writing is so good. So, anyways, I decided to choose this as my next read, my 12th book of the year, Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. I'm so excited. I'm only 10% into this book right now, so there's not many thoughts formed quite yet. But off the jump, her writing is so beautiful. I'm so excited to read more of her books. But yeah, in high school, I was not a reader. Like, what? No, like I would definitely use Cliff Notes for book assignments, but I think it was because we were, well, not forced to read because I did not read the books. I Cliff Noted it. And I'm sorry if you are an ex teacher of mine. Um, we got through. We got through. But I do want to say that I read my first full book, Verity by Colleen Hoover, last year. I want to say October. That's what got me into reading. If I'm reading something that I'm so interested in, then yeah, I think that was the point for me. Also, I had to be mentally like ready to just sit down and relax and settle down. Um, my life has been chaotic, especially when I was drinking a bunch. I was a partier. I didn't want to read a book. Like, I didn't want to read a book. If I was off work, I was like, where can we go get messed up? Like, where can we go and get drunk at? I wasn't reading a book. So, as you know, my sober time grew, I started to dip into different hobbies to try to, keep my head on straight. And it has helped. Verity by Colleen Hoover. What a book. What a book. But it jump started, and shout out to my coworker for making me read that, because look at me now. But anyways, yeah, that's the book that got me into reading. I have been obsessed with just opening the book and like diving into that world. But I think it just depends on where you're at in life in that moment. Because, I know that I try not to watch people live their lives on social media. I know comparison is a thief of joy, but I do see people, okay, living these very chaotic lives. I'm talking about partying for like 24 hours straight. And like I'm allowed to say something about that because that was me. Okay? But it really is just depending on where you're at in life, where you can sit down and enjoy a book. And I came to a point in my life where my circle is super small in life, don't really have much going on outside of work and school. So I have more time to dive into hobbies. Anyways, that's where I find time to read. And since I've been loving it so much, I've stuck with it. And honestly, I think it is a flex to read books. I don't know. Everyone should try cracking open a book if that matches up with your lifestyle. But I will never judge a person for choosing partying over reading a book because that's where you are in life. I've been there, done that. It just turned out that I ended up having a major problem with that scene and alcohol. So, I've also been loving streaming on TikTok. And at this point, I'm just talking about my hobbies so you can get to know me a little bit more. Streaming on TikTok, mainly gaming. I have loved video games ever since I was little. Minecraft is what did it for me. Probably the most amazing 2 years of my life was when I was 14, 15. Like, take me back. That was amazing. Minecraft did it for me. So I will forever love Minecraft. So that's what I mainly stream on TikTok. I love streaming on TikTok. Like, I don't even know, like, I don't have viewers. Like, I literally will have viewers of like people in my life. We'll hop on there, you know? But over overall, I love streaming on TikTok. I love streaming. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a platform, there was a site called YouNow on the computer. And I had a webcam and a dream, girl. Like, I would stream on YouNow, which I'm pretty sure YouNow is still a thing. And I would stream on there when I was like 14 years old. But I would have hella viewers. I think I was like number one in the charts one time. But I would just ramble, just like what I'm doing now. Like, I've always just wanted to talk. I'm very good at like getting my thoughts. I don't even know. I like don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but I used to stream on YouNow. So I was 14. So I love streaming. I've always loved techie streaming, gaming, and all of the sorts. So yeah, one of my hobbies is definitely I'll get carried away and stream for a couple of hours with zero viewers. I will do it with zero viewers. Like, right now I'm talking to my phone in my room and I'm like the happiest girl alive right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just it's so fulfilling to me. I don't even know how to explain it, but I've been loving streaming on TikTok. So honestly, overall, you should just go ahead, hop over to my TikTok and give it a follow because you're never going to know what's next. I'll do mini vlogs, I'll do book reviews, I'll stream on TikTok. Like, it's just a fun realm, okay? And I think with my content personally, I don't want you to fall in love with repetitive content. Like, I don't want to make repetitive content. I want to be personable to where you guys are like, okay, like this girl's chill or whatever. And you follow me for me, not for my repetitive content. Because I think I would go crazy if I was just a book account. I would go crazy and then I would find it so repetitive and I would find it so boring. And I would find it almost like a job. And I don't want this to feel like a job. This is a creative outlet. I want to share all the things that I love. And I want you to follow me for me and who I am and not just one specific niche. So, and it's harder to build a community that way. I get it. It's hard to, people don't like me. Okay. There are people that actually hate my guts, which, whatever, like, I'm not your type. I get it. You know, people are not going to like me. And it's harder to build a sense of community if you are trying to push your content out there to have people like you more. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. Whatever. I could give two shits either way. But if you like me, like, hello, let's build a community, whatever. And that's just my whole reasoning behind not wanting to stick to one thing. I'm kind of all over the place and I want to share all of my things. You know what I mean? And I also want to talk about journaling, which I kind of wanted to make this like almost a whole episode in itself because I'm obsessed with journaling. Um, ever since I was little, one way or the other, I was documenting my life, whether it be pictures, journaling, art, little webcam videos when I was little, just talking about my feelings. My Instagram is just mainly pictures of me because I want, because number one, because it's my Instagram, you know what I mean? And also I love to see the changes throughout the years. I still have pictures up from 2014 on my Instagram because I love documenting and self-reflection. I think that is so important. I feel like, and I could make a whole nother video as well about introspective thinking and self-reflection and falling in love with yourself, and like how would you love anyone else if you don't love yourself type of vibe. But anyways, let's get back on track. Journaling. I feel like journaling is just the most pure form of introspectiveness. Like, I journal to write to future historians. Like, that's just how I put it. Whether it's stream of consciousness, whether it's memory keeping, printing out pictures and putting it in my journal, whether it's doodling, drawing while I'm on the phone, it's literally whatever. It's just my go-to place. And something like, I have an emotional attachment to pen and paper, essentially. Writing down my thoughts, taking everything that's in my head and putting it down on paper. I don't even reread my old journals. I have like 15 filled journals in my closet. I don't even reread them, but I know that I'm literally going to thank myself when I'm like 70 and my memory's going out and I like reread. I reread everything I experienced and everything I was feeling in my 20s. I feel like I will thank myself later. And it's such a natural, I don't even want to call it a hobby. It's like it's a natural thing in my routine. It's just natural. I'll wake up and journal. I'll go to bed and, I just love to document my life in many different forms. Hence this series that I'm doing as well. Um, Consistency though, like I'm not going to be able to, look back on these personal essays, if you will, the Let's Settle Down personal essay series, if I'm not consistent and if I don't keep up with it. So we're not even going to go back into that. But journaling is everything to me. I really truly believe that everyone should have a journal and write their thoughts down on a journal. You get a therapist, they're going to recommend you journal. That's the field I'm going into. I'm actively working on that. I'm in school for that. And I just know right now, sometimes you might not even need a therapist if you have a journal. And you'll really get to know yourself if you sit down and you journal and you're questioning things in your life. If you start writing about the things you're questioning, you will start to answer those questions as you write. I'm living proof of that. And I will forever recommend people to journal. And that is just one of many, many hobbies that I've got going on here. And it's not even many hobbies, like it's just things I love to do. You're getting to know me. This is the pilot, okay? Onward. My health journey. I will say I looked so gross when I was drinking, as far as being bloated in areas you don't want to be bloated in. My face, my stomach, my feet, my hands. But then everything else was like skinny because I did not eat. I'd rather drink than eat. That was my mindset. And I would drink so much I'd forget to eat. So yeah, I looked a little crazy. My body was going through changes, obviously, because I'm, drowning myself in poison, essentially, like way too much of it. And yeah, so like I ended up hating, like, well, I didn't care what I looked like back then. Back then when I was drinking and I was like foggy headed and like drunk all the time, I did not think I looked like I didn't think I looked like that until I looked back on like pictures and videos and I'm like, let's delete that. Let's get that out of our brain. But anyways, I put on weight when I was drinking. So when I got sober, I started to drop the bloated face. My face is a lot more slim, whatever. But then like I would eat a lot more. So I was eating way healthier, not healthier, but a healthier amount of food. Like I was eating again. But it didn't matter what I ate. I was eating like greasy foods all the time. like all the time. I was like going out and eating takeout every day. Culver's burgers were like seriously my thing. Like I would have it for probably lunch and dinner some days, but I was eating like crap. And that resulted, okay, there are consequences to your own actions. And that resulted in me developing gallstones. I had 2 gallstones on my gallbladder. And my doctor was very confused at first. They found it through blood work, by the way. When I tell people about this, they're like, "Oh, that must have been a very painful experience to find out you had gallstones." Because when you have gallstones, it is extremely painful. Like it's extremely painful. Your gallbladder, here's a little lesson for you. Your gallbladder is the filter essentially for fats. Whatever you're eating goes through your gallbladder first and it digests fats for you. And it's what helps your digestive system work. No, it is not the bladder that you pee out of. Yes, people have been confused about that too. And yes, I have been asked, can you still pee? Yes, I can still pee. Completely different organ, babe. Um, but I got that removed because of my gallstones. We found out through blood work. How I didn't feel it, that's that's a secret I'll never know. Um, but it low key was kind of an emergency because if your gallstones sit there, some people can live with them, but mine personally were making my blood results. My liver was being affected by the gallstones, whatever. If I just let it sit there and a gallstone got infected, it would transfer to my liver, cause sepsis. Okay, then I would be bye bye. But so that was kind of urgent. So I got my gallbladder removed, got the surgery, whatever. And even before the surgery, because it was a scheduled surgery, so I had about 2 weeks of changing my diet to see if that would make a difference. Did not change the fact that gallstones were still there. They don't disappear, by the way. Um, you have to like get your gallbladder removed. But anyways, my doctor was like, why do you have these? You're a healthy young adult. You are active. You are not overweight. Why do you have these? And I said, well, doctor, it definitely could be my diet. I literally was like, I eat like really bad. And it's very important to be honest with your doctor. And I was honest. And she was like, that's definitely why, Sarah. And I was like, yeah, okay. Consequences of your own actions. Had to get it removed, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, we're going to go back to 2 weeks. She was like, here, try this diet. No processed foods, no fried foods, foods low in fat, and eat more whole grains, you know, all that stuff. So I did that because I was scared. Like, it scared me. Like, my liver was being affected, and I already put my liver through so much. So, it's the least I could do. So I listened to her advice. I started eating cleaner 2 weeks before surgery to see if it would change anything. Give me 1 second. And those 2 weeks that I was eating clean and taking her advice and cutting out the greasy fried foods, I mean, my energy levels changed drastically. I was getting way more energy during the day. I wasn't crashing after every single meal. I felt normal. Like I felt, and people do say that your gut affects your mental health. What if you're putting bad stuff in your body and you feel bad, you're going to feel sluggish and you're going to want to nap after every meal, especially if it's just bad for you, straight up bad for you. You're going to notice that. You're going to notice if you switch up your diet and you eat cleaner, you eat more whole foods, whatever. If you just eat cleaner and cut out those things I said, you will notice a change in your energy levels, period. And I'm living proof of that. Like I ate like crap. I thought I could eat whatever I wanted. And then I was like, why am I, I never noticed though that what I was eating was affecting me so much until I made the switch, until I started this diet. I don't even want to call it a diet anymore. I just want to call it like this is how I eat. And I know there are some picky eaters out there that, struggle with fruits and vegetables. My brother was very picky for years, and he's just now getting around to opening up his palate. And I'm so proud of him, actually. Like, it's actually insane that he used to literally only eat like chicken tenders, pizza, whatever. So he's also living proof that you can kind of open up your palate. You just have to be ready, and you're missing out on a lot of good food. But I know that's a serious thing where people get actually so scared to try something new. And I'm not going to judge you at all. Like, this is a judgment free zone over here, because I have living proof in all of these aspects. It happens. But all I'm saying is my personal experience. I did this diet 2 weeks before surgery, and I noticed such a change. Like, I wasn't getting super tired throughout the day. Um, so yeah, I eat very clean. I got my surgery. They did it, I don't even know, the robotically or whatever. I got like the 6 incisions in my stomach, and the recovery was crazy. This is like my first ever major surgery besides wisdom teeth removal. And it was rough recovery. Like, I thought that I was only going to be out of work for a week, but I ended up being out of work for 3 weeks because the first week I could not even move. Um, you don't realize how much you use your abdomen for like the smallest things that's like doing that. It was painful to like even flex it a little bit, but rightfully so. I have six. I mean, it was just the robot. I don't even know. Don't look it up because I fear. I looked it up and it was just very scary looking. But anywho, I'm just also living proof that if you eat like crap, that's just what's going to happen to you. So now I'm gallbladderless. What now? Well, I can eat normally again, like how I was eating, which now that I made that switch, this was last November. I got my surgery last November. And I made that switch, and I felt so good. And then my doctor was like, after the surgery, I went to my post-op appointment. She was like, you can eat whatever you want now. It's not going to affect you. Um, your body may take time to get used to digesting, the fats. Now that I don't have the fat filter organ in me anymore, it's going to dump all the fats. So it would result in me, TMI, using the bathroom right after I eat. If I eat foods high in fat. Well, after the surgery, I was like, well, I've been already eating very clean and healthy for 2 weeks, and I've already noticed my body going through like really good changes and like my energy levels being really good. Like, why would I go back to like chowing down on terrible food all day, every day again? Like, why would I do that? I'm not a picky eater, so why not take advantage of that and like eat clean and stay eating clean, period. So ever since November of 2025, I have been eating very clean, very healthily. I'm on a journey to kind of gain healthy weights. So I meet a protein goal of like 100 grams of protein a day. Um, I've never really had a bad relationship with food per se, but I do not eat until I'm stuffed full. I eat till I'm satisfied. But, with the combination of getting surgery, eating cleaner, and, you know, getting alcohol weight just taken off of me, it has gotten like my body personally into a state of like I don't really love where it is right now, because I am technically considered, for my height, underweight. So that's a whole journey in itself. My health journey. I am trying to gain healthy weight, but also tone it up. Um, I am a very active person in the sense of like I was on a volleyball league. There's volleyball open gyms where you're playing volleyball for 3 hours straight. I go on my walks, whatever. I would consider myself a pretty active person. My job, I'm running around all day at my job. So that's like active enough. And so I definitely do get some active time, which means I definitely need to eat more calories than I do, because if you burn more calories than you eat, you're obviously going to lose weight. I'm on the journey to trying to figure that out. But I do feel a lot better that I am treating my body better than I used to. I mean, what a difference, right? Like I made a major diet change. Um, I eat cleaner, I feel better because of that, and I cut out alcohol. So, overall, those two things combined were amazing. For my mental health, I do not see myself getting seasonal depression. I thought that was a thing for me. I thought I suffered with that. These healthy changes that I've made for myself in my life has been a result of other things. Like my diet was a result of my consequences from eating terrible. And then, my sobriety journey and my mental health and my health in that sense was because I was absolute rock bottom when I was drinking. So, everything happens for a reason, and that is just my life. It's my life as I'm living it. Yeah, my life isn't perfect, but come sit anyway. And that's what I have in my little description for this. I kind of want to say podcast because like what else is it for this series? I'm gonna call it a series. But yeah, that's basically all my hobbies. That's all my hobbies that I had to share. Those were the talking points that I had to share with you guys today. Hopefully you learned a little bit about me through those talking points, and hopefully you're excited as I am with starting this series. I know I'm very excited, and I've been definitely needing an outlet like this, and I've been definitely I definitely needed the challenge to stay consistent with this because I know that this is what I really truly want to do, and I want to help people, and I want to form a community. So I hope you guys enjoyed this pilot of this new series. If you resonated with any of this, or you related, or you're just excited to go on this journey with me, please subscribe and show your support. Don't forget to go over to my TikTok where you'll see a little bit more of my daily life. And yeah, I'm very excited to see you guys next week. We're going to set a goal for every Sunday night. We are going to be talking together. I had so much fun. And yeah, subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.